May I come in, sir?
Please come.
Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon. Please sit.
Thank you, sir.
Mukul, does every country need a constitution?
Sir, to ensure proper rule of law, every country needs a constitution, whether it is written or not unwritten constitution.
How does an unwritten constitution work?
So countries like Britain have a
How does it work
constitution.
when there is nothing written?
Sir, it basically runs on the basis of certain conventions which have been developed throughout the time. For example, there are various conventions in Parliament of the Britain, and where the people have also evolved very much politically. So in that countries we can have unwritten constitution.
So we have such a long constitution. So have we not evolved?
So it has been 75 years we have our constitution, but when we talk about Britain, they have a long history of revolution since 1200 and 1300. And
Which revolution are you talking about?
sir, recently in 1600s, when we talk about glorious revolution in Britain,
Okay.
so they have a long history of political evolution.
What was the Magna Carta?
So Magna Carta was basic of rights which have been developed for humankind. So in 1200, I think the Magna Carta was developed.
Rights for humankind, meaning human rights. Correct?
So rights for humankind can be differentiated from human rights.
How?
So human rights is a very modern concept which has been developed recently in.
Okay, tell me some rights for humankind. Tell me two.
Sir, for example, right to have basic things, food, clothing.
Isn't that a human right?
So they are also human rights, but the concept as a human right as a concept was developed after Hitler has committed various atrocities on human beings.
You are talking about that UN Universal Declaration of Human Rights.
Sir,
That does not mean that human rights did not exist before that. Would you agree?
no, sir. Exactly, sir. There were concept of human right, but conceptually or technically.
All right. How are human rights different from natural rights?
So, natural rights, when we talk about in a state, the source of right is there is no source of right. State is not a source of right. And when we talk about human rights also, though the state is also in human rights also, state is not a source of right, but human rights are more close to development of human beings.
And natural rights?
And sir, I'm forgetting the exact thing, sir. I'm really sorry.
What are civil rights?
So civil rights are for the civic development of humans, like sir, for ensuring proper living of the people.
So is right to life, Article 21, also a civil right?
So it can be categorized as a civil right.
Can be, or is it?
Sir, it is a civil right.
Sorry.
Do the dead have rights?
Sorry.
After death, does that person have any rights?
Sir, they don't have any right per se, but after death, but we can have some moral responsibilities towards the person who has died.
If I say the dead have a right to a decent burial or a cremation, would you agree that's a right available to the dead?
So it is our moral responsibility if a person.
My duty is your right.
So
So if I have a moral duty towards the dead, does it not make it their right?
sir, it is their right, but inscribing that right into something concrete I think
I didn't even say that. I simply asked whether the dead have rights. Yes or no?
so. Yes, they can have rights, sir.
Can have. Okay, Mukul,
Sir,
you are from Rajasthan, and there are certain endangered species, red listed species in the desert. How do we preserve them? Do we have to preserve, or why do we preserve them? You understand the question?
sir. So we have to preserve our endangered species. It is
Which are those?
Sir, first is Great Indian Bustard.
Hmm.
Sir, secondly, there are various vultures which migrate from regions of Siberia into Rajasthan, and they are also getting endangered due to various reasons in Rajasthan.
What measures can we take for preserving them?
Sir, for different animals, we have to take different measures. For example, for Great Indian Bustard, when we talk about the threats which are faced by Great Indian Bustard are mainly due to habitat fragmentation or reduction of habitat and the power transmission lines which were going on from the regions of deserts. In
Okay, that's good. Why did we choose Pokhran for nuclear test of all the places? We could have gone to ocean or Himalayan region.
So going to Himalayan region is a very fragile region when we talk about, and I'm not very aware whether India has that capability to do a nuclear test underwater. So Pokhran was a very suitable site. The habitations were less there, and there can be also reason to America was spying on India also. So some of the strategic reasons can be there to choose the site of Pokhran.
You see, now whenever we send a space satellite or launching anything in the lunar mission or any mission, we give a lot of publicity. But Pokhran was done very secretly. Why?
So the elements Pokhran was involved was testing of a nuclear weapon, which was very strategically important for India. So secondly, at that time, India were not having a good relation with Western countries, for example, United States, and
What treaty made India to do this thing in a secret way? Some international treaty which made India not to publicize this exercise. Any idea?
sorry, sir.
No problem. Ukraine could have been finished by Russia by using nuclear weapon, but Russia is not doing. Why? President Putin is not afraid, but he is not doing that.
So, but President Putin is very much aware that if they are threatening Ukraine with nuclear war, it will lead to nuclear brinksmanship. And Ukraine is also supported by NATO, firstly. Secondly, sir, there is a huge public prejudices against using of nuclear which have been created. And recently we have also seen a treaty which was signed by various countries to not use the nuclear weapons.
What is MAD?
So MAD is mutually assured destruction.
Okay. What should be India's stand? Because political opponent of President Putin died in the prison. Is it a accident or a suicide or a murder or whatever? What should be India's stand? So much speculation is going on.
Sir,
In your view?
Sir, India's stand can be an independent inquiry can be conducted and rule of law can be followed.
Should India talk anything or should keep quiet? Or should say in United Nations, Mr. Putin has done bad thing? Anything it should. What is your stand?
So
What would be your advice to our External Affairs Minister, Mr. Jaishankar?
So India has a very good relations with Russia right now, and involving into domestic politics of Russia can be go against India.
Okay, last question. Rajasthan politics, do you feel Which political science would be more applicable? You have studied Hobbes, Locke, Rousseau, Mao, Machiavelli. Which one is best for socio-economic political situation in Rajasthan? Politics also. Or Kant.
I think, sir, Hannah Arendt.
Huh?
Hannah Arendt, sir.
Okay, why?
Sir, for development of culture of civic republicanism, for more development of culture of political participation among the people, so that people can hold government accountable.
Okay, very good.
Thank you, sir.
Mukul, I see that you have a hobby of feeding street animals. All animals, or do you have a favorite animal?
No, sir, I feed some animals like dogs, sometimes cats, cows. So,
Are you aware of a book called Animal Farm?
sorry, sir.
Okay. Which sentence triggered the French Revolution?
So, liberty, fraternity, and liberty, equality, and
No,
fraternity.
this is the ideology. I am asking the sentence. Who said it? It's about some cake and bread story.
Sorry, sir, I'm not exactly remembering.
If they do not have bread, why don't they eat cakes? Mary Antoinette. Are you aware of this Bilkis Bano judgment given by the Supreme Court recently?
Sir.
What is it?
Sir, the convicts in the Bilkis Bano case, they were given remission by government.
Okay. Which government?
So, Gujarat government.
Okay.
And Supreme Court held that remission is null and void because the Gujarat government is not an appropriate authority to give that remission.
And so, do you think that Supreme Court did not adjudicate upon the issue, but rather on the technicality?
So, but substantially, when we talk about the case involved heinous crimes which were committed by.
Yes.
So, Supreme Court judgment has a substance rather than only technicality when we talk about.
Okay. But are you aware that these people were honored with garlands by different people?
So,
What is your take on that?
sir, it is very much against our principles and ethos in which the society in which we live. Indian civilization does not promote such sort of things, and the political using the thing in a political manner is not what we should pursue.
So, what do you think of mixing religion and politics?
Sir, religion per se is not against politics. We can have, as we say in India, people don't think about religion; they live in religion. Indian people are very religious people, and being a religious person brings a lot of values like truthfulness. So, if those values can be applied in politics also, it will be a very good thing.
No, my point was that we see many political parties use religion for votes. Is it correct or wrong?
So, mobilization of people solely on the basis of religion is not a good thing.
Okay. What is euthanasia?
Sir, euthanasia is when we remove, in passive euthanasia is when we remove the support so that the person who is involved can die their death naturally. And active euthanasia, we inject something from outside so that person can.
Any celebrity who has been in news recently because of euthanasia?
Sir, I'm not aware about celebrity, but Prime Minister of Netherlands.
Yeah.
They
Okay.
were.
You're right, because he is a celebrity because he was the Prime Minister of Netherlands. What is Lothal?
Lothal.
Lothal.
Sir, it was a site of Indus Valley civilization
Huh? Yes.
in Gujarat,
Okay.
and it has a big dockyard
Okay.
at its place. And recently, India has also decided to build a maritime complex in Lothal.
What are Houthis? Who
Sir,
are these Houthis?
Sir, Houthis are a part of Axis of Resistance, which is a group backed by Iran. They are based in Yemen, and they are fighting a civil war in Yemen against the intrusion of Saudi Arabia.
Okay, and how are they threatening international maritime trade?
So they have backed Hamas, which is fighting a war against Israel, and due to the response of Israel, Hamas, Houthis have they are attacking various merchant ships in the Red Sea.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Thank you,
Mukul.
sir.
Mukul, you come from Rajasthan, eh?
Sir.
Ganganagar. Can you tell me about Rajasthan government scheme ensured income scheme 2023? Have you heard about it? They came out with a scheme.
Sorry, sir, which scheme?
Government ensured income scheme.
Assured income scheme.
Ah.
Yes, I've read about it, sir, but things are skipping out of my mind. But I have read about
No
it.
issue. Have you heard about Jaipur Literary Festival?
Yes, sir.
Very popular
Sir.
these days.
Sir.
Can you share something about it? What do you know?
So I have read about it, but I'm not in a position to share very much on it.
Okay, one district, one product. That you must have heard about it, na? That program. Can you tell me what is the one product of your district, Sri Ganganagar, Ganga Sagar,
Ganganagar, sir.
Ganganagar? It is written wrong there. Okay.
Sir, it is quinine, which is a citrus fruit.
Okay. Can one district have more than one product also? Or it is only one district, one product?
So if we have to focus on specialization, we can go with one district, one product. But if a district have more than one product which are in specialization, so a district can have two products also. So we can't have one size fit all approach.
How many districts we have in the country?
So more than 800, sir.
And how many products under this program?
Sir, I'm not very sure about
1200. So it means some districts may have more than one also.
sir.
Good. Okay. You tell me, what is the difference between universal franchise and adult suffrage?
Sir, universal franchise is when everybody is given a right to vote, including men, women. And sir, adult suffrage is when some age is set so that that individual can give vote.
Okay. What is the difference between uniform code and just code?
So uniform code is when it is applied to all citizens of India irrespective of their caste, religion, gender. And a code is when it is a code. So it can
Just
be,
code.
Code can be it can be used in computing sense also.
Can uniform code also be just code?
Sir, it is a code, but it has to be uniform for all.
Okay. You tell me that there are we call four pillars of democracy. What are those four pillars?
So the first is legislature, second is executive, third is judiciary, and fourth is media.
And you have been media president of DUSU 2019-20. Yeah? What were you doing as media president? What was your role?
So as a media president, the main role was to ensure that all the curriculars which are being generated by university are known among the students properly. So we have a team in every college, we have a person in every college which was connected to us through social media, and we make sure that all the circulars which are by university are to them, and they must ensure that they reach down to the students of the college. So secondly, we started various campaigns on social media like Tiranga Band on Every Hand campaign, and we also started a campaign for single-use plastic to remove this, to make campus single-use plastic free. And so thirdly, it was to ensure that the fests which are being in colleges, they are conducted in a proper manner.
Okay, now you tell me, media in general, this is your job as a media president, but media in general nowadays is doing its job in a proper way, the way it should do?
So media constitutes various components like print media, broadcasting,
Electronic
social
media, print media, I'm talking about every media which we are looking every day. Is they are doing their jobs in an objective manner? What is your take on that?
So when we talk about mainstream media, we can sense some sort of biasness in mainstream media, but that bias, but in every country we have seen that media has been biased for the political establishment of the country.
So do you think it is good? Media job is to be biased or balanced?
Sir, media job is to generate to give the proper information so that individual and citizens can have a sense of inquiry and they are aware about the true facts which are being generated in the country.
Yeah, you talked about true fact. What is fake news?
Sir, fake news is the news which is not based on facts. Which it can be propaganda or it can be anything, but it is not based on facts and not based on objectivity.
Okay. So have the government established any fact check unit?
So under IT rules, government has established a fact checking unit.
Which organization is doing that? Government organization?
Some Ministry of Information and Broadcasting.
Yes. Very good. Okay, do you think there is a need for regulation of media? This because there is so many things happening that it is biased. You said sometimes it is biased and so sometimes it is on one-sided. Do you think there is need for regulation now? Media regulation?
So self-regulating model, firstly self-regulating model can be good if companies or if the media channels are able to regulate themselves.
But that is it really happening? Do you think it is possible? Self-regulation.
So there are
People say
various,
self-regulation is no regulation. That is the general saying in the media.
so government can facilitate the media houses.
Oh, thank you.
you.
Thank you.
Hello, Mukul.
Hello, sir.
You must have visited Shri Ganganagar number of times.
Sir,
You went to Shri Ganganagar.
so I live in Srinagar.
You live in Srinagar. Have you seen the statue of my namesake there?
Sorry, sir.
There is a gentleman called Colonel Avatar Singh Cheema.
Sir,
Have you seen a statue there?
sir, Colonel Avatar Singh Cheema has established Guru Harkrishan School.
No. I am talking about his other achievement establishing. Anybody can establish a school. What is a single unique achievement which he has that first to himself?
Climbing Mount Everest, sir.
Climbing Mount Everest. First man was long time back.
But Indian first I think
Indian,
first-
many before him have gone. What are you saying? He was the first man who climbed Mount Everest without oxygen and without food. You look in the Google, you will get that. Anyway, let's come to something different. Your state, strategic importance of your state from India's defense point of view. Tell me something about that.
So the first,
Strategic importance. You understand what I mean? Okay.
so the first strategic importance is it has a long border with Pakistan.
How long? Approximately?
So more than 1,000 kilometers.
Yes, more than 1,000 is it could be 3,000, it could be 2,000, more than 1,100 also. Anyway,
11,1200.
acceptable, doesn't matter. 1,300 approximately. Okay.
So the first, that border needs to be managed well. And recently we have seen the incidents of drone carrying heroin, which are being dropped.
Which particular area is sensitive to that?
Sir, our own district is very sensitive to that.
Talk
dropping
about
of
that.
heroin.
Yes. All right. Related with tourism, the Prime Minister gave a tagline or, kind of this thing. India says, I do. What is it about? Your state has a lot of destination weddings, right?
Sir,
So, related with tourism, Prime Minister gave this tagline, India says I do. What is it? What does it mean? What did he mean when he gave this tagline?
so that Indian people who are having destination wedding outside India can have the weddings inside some good spots at India, like Udaipur in Rajasthan.
Yes, many people have followed his advice also, many celebrities. Now tell me, MCMEs, how do you categorize them? You are micro enterprise, you were interested in that. So how do you categorize the MCMEs?
So MSMEs are categorized as per MSMED Act 2006.
Right.
The first is her micro enterprise.
Mm-hmm.
Second is medium enterprise. Second is small enterprise, and third is
Hmm.
medium enterprise. Under micro enterprise, if a firm has an annual turnover of 5 crore rupees and investment of 1 crore rupees,
Yes.
it will be categorized as micro enterprise.
When was this changed?
Sir, it was changed in 2020.
Right. Okay, good. Next, the third one, the
and
medium,
sir, in-
and then
And in such small enterprise, the turnover is around 10 crore rupees, and
round nahi, either it is 10
Exact-
or it is more than that. It
Sir,
is, there is nothing like round in
sir,
policies.
investment is 10 crore rupees and
Yes,
turnover is 50 crore
50
rupees.
crore. Okay.
And in medium enterprise, sir, the turnover is 100 crore rupees and investments is more than 50 crore rupees.
All right. The electoral bonds. Why is it a blow to BJP government, which we read in the newspaper? What has the Honorable Supreme Court observed?
Sir, specifically as a blow to some political establishment, because that establishment was receiving more than 55% of funding through that single channel. So as recently elections are coming, so it can be a blow.
All right. You are interested in education. Now, tell me what are the fundamentals of success and how value education has been eroded. Value education is no more a part of education. And what are the fundamentals of success?
So when we talk about success, a person.
What is your definition of success?
So when you set a goal for yourself and you are able to achieve that, that can be a success. It can be a very
Actually,
short
success
also.
should be when you find what you love. Love to do whatever you love to do. If you find that, you are successful. Okay, then tell me the fundamentals of success.
So fundamentals to get success can be, the first is the person must be hardworking.
Okay.
Secondly, that person must be dedicated and that person must not get obstructed by any diversions which are coming to his
Okay,
path.
okay.
Thirdly, one must be innovative. If one way is not working, for example, when we are aspirants, if some path is not working for us, we try something different. So these three things can be a
How
fundamental.
about discipline? The most important.
Sir, if we don't have
Fund-
discipline, these three
Then
things.
why didn't you talk about discipline first?
Sorry, sir.
All right, now tell me something about Geneva Convention. What is Geneva Convention?
So Geneva Convention is to control the war crimes which happen in war.
Okay, what more?
So there are 4 Geneva Convention as well as it has 3 additional protocols to it, and
Let's not beat about the bush. That you, since you don't know, let's say. Now, please tell me, there is one resolution, UN resolution dated 13 August 1948, which says something about India and Pakistan. What does it say, and why is Pakistan harping on that resolution again and again and again whenever we have a problem with them? What does that resolution say?
Sorry, sir, I'm not exactly aware about that.
Pakistan says that there should be plebiscite, is it? Don't they say that?
Yes, sir, they say that in the region of Kashmir.
But they quote UN resolution that there is, yes, it is written there, but before that there are a number of other things which are written which Pakistan has not followed. Anyway, what is the problem in Ladakh? There is an uprising in Ladakh.
Sir, 2 organizations are demanding that Ladakh must be made a separate state with autonomous district under 6th schedule. And
What is 6th schedule?
Sir, 6th schedule has 4 states, Assam, Tripura, Meghalaya and Mizoram, which can constitute autonomous councils in their district and which have significant powers to control the resources, for example, land, water. So to ensure
They
that
are basically wanting their representation, which Kargil and Ladakh they earlier had and which has gone after this change. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Mukul, interview is over.
Thank you, sir.
How did it go?
So, I have fumbled sometimes in some questions which should have been avoided.
Like,
Like in sir, the question which was asked about, I read sir's surname and they asked about.
anything else?
More or less, it was fine.
Fine.
Yes, sir.
You appeared for any other mocks?
Yes, sir.
Have you appeared for other mock interviews?
Yes, sir. I have given.
How many?
Sir, 6-7 mocks have.
Oh,
The overall feedback?
Sir, the one feedback which I received was your energy is very fluctuating. So in some questions which you are unaware, your energy goes very low. Secondly, sir, about verbose, you speak very much.
You speak very much.
They were telling me.
too much.
Okay.
So you have to reduce that. And sir, third was eye contact. They were telling when you talk to a person, you just talk to that person. You are not engaging everybody in the panel. So these were the 3 or 4 feedbacks which I was.
Any positive feedback you got?
Sir, they called me like you'll clear. No need to.
Good personality, pleasing personality, good candidate.
So this is your, I find this is your first attempt at the exam.
Yes, sir.
Correct?
Yes, sir.
The two very noticeable things about you. One, the positives I'll come to later. Your hands don't move at all. Why don't they?
Sir, I'm very much engaged in conversation, so I think I just forgot.
You're what?
Very much engaged in the conversation which I.
Now how did it move? Who told you to keep them like that?
No one, sir. Like the whole body gets numb when I sit down. I just feel I have this thing. After this, I can't feel anything. It is like so that happens.
You feel comfortable if your hands are stiff.
So I feel comfortable when I'm giving answers. I don't know where my hands are, so I just forgot.
Okay, fair enough. So I'll leave it at that. Any amount of nervousness? No.
No, sir, nervousness is not there.
That's what I noticed. You got a great personality. You're very well dressed. I don't know whether these are formal shoes or informal.
No, sir, I will
I
not.
have written that. Lace wale pehne.
I have
Sir.
lace wale na bhi ho, they should look a bit more formal.
Sir,
I mean, I don't know about these shoes. So I'm
सर
just,
अभी वो खरीदने हैं, अभी वो खरीदे.
It's good, but can't be.
two very specific things I want to point out.
इंटरव्यू कब है?
सर 2 अप्रैल को.
Time है.
तो खरीदो फिर आराम से.
Last interview कब तक है?
सर 9 अप्रैल तक.
9th, I thought 15th. Okay. Now, two things. The questions on rights that I was asking. Before I go further, what's a right?
Sir, rights are claims of individual against state, so that they can have
in the
a.
context of political rights, a right is a justifiable claim, in simple words. But anyway, now you are creating an artificial divide between human rights and rights available to human beings or something like that.
Yes, sir. I thought I have said something. Then I know I was like I have make a mistake, but then I thought I must.
But then you were sticking to your mistake.
Sir.
And by that, what you were doing was that you were giving a chance to me to catch you in your own confusion and create more confusion.
Sir.
Avoid. Moment you realize you have made a mistake, correct yourself. Say sorry, correct yourself. Avoid.
Sir.
Otherwise, you would have gone on, and there would be more and more confusion. Right?
Sir.
And that division that you created, human rights and rights available to human beings, or whatever you said, it sounded too bookish.
Sir.
One, it wasn't correct. Second, it seemed like you have read it somewhere, so you were just sort of repeating what you have read. Is that true?
So I was just remembering some. Yes, sir. It is
Correct.
true to very much extent, sir.
And 1-2 questions, I think I thought you would need to pay a bit more attention to the questions that are being asked. Overall, I find you very, very good. you've got a great personality. I found nothing very negative as such. Hand use I thought was a bit artificial. I mean, the lack of hand use.
Like I should change your position.
Whatever you are comfortable with, the other person should not think it is a very artificial kind of thing. Whatever you are comfortable
They can move sometimes.
with. You will move on the
Not
hand.
like a statue.
It should not look artificial. That's the main point. And the remaining thing I've already said, if you know you are going wrong, correct yourself immediately. Otherwise, you get into further trouble. Sometimes it has happened I've also been on the UPSC board. Sometimes, especially with the chairman, if you go wrong and if you are bent upon going wrong, he will hardly give a chance to other members. He'll take you apart bit by bit. And that's the end of your interview.
Sir.
So be very, very careful with every member. Don't get trapped into your own mistake.
Sir.
That's my major observation of the day. I think you will do pretty well. I truly admire your personality.
Thank you, sir.
Great going. Anybody else?
I just want to give him a piece of advice. There are 8 words which you should keep in mind. I am better than I think I am at this stage. I am better than I think I am. You are actually good. So be better than that and clear it. All the best.
All the best.
Only thing, while you entered, you were a little confused. Be confident, walk straight, keep your hands on the side, walk normal, come near the chair and look, wish and look. Okay, till you are
We have
sitting.
nothing much to advise. You are doing great.
Very good.
Little confusion was there when
All
you
the best.
enter. That's all.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
That one.
Okay, all the best.
All the best. Yeah.